Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Too High to Talk. I'm your host with the most ghosts. I got my partner here in the house, Mike Eder, also known as Diet Ghost. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, man? I can never get the openings right, Ghost. I can't.
Well,
I can't do the hooting and hollering. I'm far too Caucasian for that.
Well, it's kind of like you guys gotta be like, "What's up?" You know, you gotta have your own little like. I got my little.
The problem is my what's ups. They don't sound good. They don't sound intimidating, I guess.
Well, you kind of gotta like work on it.
Like it comes out like, you know, like the best I can do is like salutations, everybody. Like it's just it's very greetings, everyone.
Greetings. Hi, I am Michael Dyke.
We have been smoking marijuana.
Well, it
just doesn't work.
But the thing was, I was trying to hotbox you guys in this fucking truck while I was smoking a minute ago.
Yeah.
Just to try to get you guys a little tipsy. You know what I'm saying, for the show.
Yeah.
So,
and I abstained because I'm driving.
We have a very special guest in the house. Also,
yes, we do.
This lady right here is.
Hello.
I didn't say anything yet, girl. You got to hold up a minute.
I jumped the gun.
That was Miss Kim Podlecki.
Whoop whoop.
Back again.
Southside.
Back in the house. What's up, Miss Kim?
Do you want me to hold this? Okay. I'm good. Mike and I are figuring out this microphone situation. I'm doing great today, guys. I had my bagel, fucking egg bacon sandwich. Got me some coffee. It's good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're going to explain what we're doing here in a second, but we're kind of on the road right now, right?
We're literally driving.
Yes, we literally are driving.
Road tripping with Too High to Talk.
Road tripping. So don't scream into the mic like that anymore, Mike. We don't need you getting all hype, okay? We need you to calm down. Sorry, sir.
I'm gonna get hyped, sir. This is a very special occasion for us.
Well, I don't advise this for the kids at home, but I gotta take my seatbelt off, dude. I'm getting choked out back here. So
I thought you liked that, though. Yeah.
Now I feel free and comfy like my. Never mind. We're not going to go there on the show. But so what we're doing, man? What are we doing right now?
We are traveling to Petros, Tennessee. Never heard of it? Neither did I. Up until about a day ago.
Yes.
We are going to historic Brushy Mountain Penitentiary to do an overnight investigation with very good friends of ours, the Forneys. Doing an overnight investigation for Truth and Evidence Investigations.
Shout out Forneys. Shout out Forneys.
Shout out Forneys.
Great people.
And it's we got most of the team, or part of the team here, going because it was such a last minute thing that we're going with them. And we're going to go do some awesome paranormal investigating at an incredibly haunted penitentiary.
Dude, so we have been doing a little bit of research on this. I know Kim, kind of like the stories and they get down on this place.
Yes.
But yeah, we're traveling. We're traveling right now. I'm sitting literally looking out the window. There goes an overpass.
We are on what is it, 26, 23?
Route 26.
Route 26 going west. There's literally nothing but trees and cars.
Yeah. That's what's going on.
Yeah. And this place is right outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. Do you want me to talk a little bit about what I found out about this place?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Absolutely. I mean, that's what you're doing on that microphone, young lady.
I'm the research bitch of the group.
Not really.
Well, we all are, but
the research woman.
Yes.
Okay, we respect women on this show, Kim.
Absolutely. Jesus Christ.
Touche. Well, for the most part, I respect men, but I'm just kidding. So where we're all going is Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, where he said it was in Petros, Tennessee, right outside of Knoxville. The penitentiary was originally built by inmates themselves. They built the original structure and the original building. It then expanded into the multi-building property that it is now, also built large majority by the inmates. They used to mine coal in the same area. And so the inmates had a quota that they had to mine every single day. And if they did not get that quota, they literally got the shit beat out of them. And the next day, they then had to hit that day's quota plus the quota they didn't hit from the day before.
Whoa, so they're having to like double up.
Yes. The nickname of the penitentiary is the Alcatraz of the South, because it is built into the foot of the mountains and surrounded on mountains by 3 sides. So there is only one road in and one road out, with the thought that if any inmates tried to escape, there'd be no way that they could traverse the mountains and survive. And so, similar to Alcatraz obviously being in the middle of the water, nobody could escape it. They called this the Alcatraz of the South. It was also known as the end of the line because many inmates got transferred here when they couldn't be contained or couldn't be kept anywhere else because of behavior or multiple crimes, things like that.
That's crazy.
So, Kim, I know that, we were talking about it a little bit before we started recording the show here on the drive. We were talking a little bit about like some of the stories, right? And what we want to do really to get prepared for this investigation, not just all the equipment that we have, but also just from a spiritual aspect. But before we get into that, I would love to know some of the other like physical stories of murders or death that occurred in this place.
Word. So, they did not have...
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah. Micah's just sitting in back smoking right now, guys. It's all good.
Yeah. Too high to talk, baby.
So they had an electric chair at the facility, but they never actually plugged it in and used it. They did have a death row, but those inmates that were death row, when it was time for their execution, got transferred to either Knoxville or Nashville. I'm pretty sure it was Nashville, to that large facility where they did the execution. So they did not physically do executions there. However, it was one of the most violent penitentiaries supposedly in the country. Some of the more notable things that I read about, there was a guard who got jumped by a bunch of inmates in the yard and got killed when they chopped off his head with a shovel. There was I don't know the politically correct term now. Is it dwarf? Small person?
Little person.
Little person?
Yeah, little person.
I didn't want to offend. I don't know what the politically correct term is. There was an inmate that was a little person, and supposedly he used to cut in line all the time while he was in the mess hall and, getting supplies and things like that, and used to fuck with people. So he also got jumped and shanked to death in the yard. James Earl Ray, if anybody recognizes that name, who was the assassin of MLK Jr., sorry. He was held there, and he both escaped at one point, and when they found him in the woods, he had only made it less than 10 miles because the terrain was so terrible. And he also got stabbed 22 times by a number of African-American inmates because of what he did. They transferred him shortly after both of those incidences. There was an inmate who got killed by a number of other inmates and chopped up into pieces and flushed down the toilet piece by piece to hide the evidence. So when they found the cell the next day, all that was left was basically a pile of bones.
That is some badass shit right there.
That is, this sounds like it could possibly be one of the most active places that we've been to for an investigation. I'm super pumped. Are you guys pumped?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm super excited, man.
So, we got that going on. We're driving right now. We've been up since 5 and 6 o'clock, respectively, depending on who had to start driving first. That would be me, so I'm exhausted.
I was 5:30. I woke up exactly 5:30.
Exactly 5:30, and too high to talk. We want to make sure that we get our shows in no matter what. So Micah literally has talk about all the ghost hunting equipment that we have going for this, but Micah's got his entire soundboard. Micah and Kim have headsets on right now doing this show. That's the kind of dedication.
Laptops plugged in so we can pipe in the music.
Laptops plugged in, the whole nine. We've literally got a mobile podcasting studio in the back of my truck right now because we want to make sure we get a show in no matter what.
Yeah, there's wires everywhere, but let me tell you right now, I mean, there might be a little bit of static coming through, just so people know. I mean, if we were all stationary and everything was all perfect, you wouldn't hear this little bit of static coming through, but I just think from with everything plugged into the vehicle, you get a little bit of static coming through, but I'm going to try to filter that out later. But it sounds great, dude.
It does.
I mean, for the most part, for just traveling down the goddamn road, we got semis all around us. We're headed out, So, but what we do is we don't get paid to do this. We take time out of our own days and our own weekends and away from our families. And this is what we love to do, and
it's all about passion.
It's all about passion, and I mean, really, when you have the opportunity, with the Forneys, when they say, come on, let's go investigate. It's like, man, I'm not missing that opportunity.
Mike Forney calls, you answer the phone.
You've answered the phone, and you say, yeah, whatever you need, I got you, bro. But I mean, we've done great investigations with them and gotten some great evidence with them, and I can't wait to investigate with them and to investigate this place. I mean, I've heard about this place for years. It's one of those places that, essentially it's on my bucket list. It's one of the places I've always wanted to go, and we're doing it.
And it's incredibly unique in the fact that I know Kim brought it up before, but it's covered or it's surrounded on 3 sides by mountainscape. And I mean, some of the aerial photos, like Micah's got his drone with him, like some of the aerial photos of this place are breathtaking. If it wasn't a penitentiary where horrible things happened, it would be a beautiful spot to take photos. For us, because we're weird and creepy and shit, we're naturally still going to take photos. They're just not going to be quite as beautiful and breathtaking. They're going to be trying to catch ghosts.
And the thing is, too, is I seen something on either YouTube or whatever I was looking up last night, and they were saying basically what they did is they shut down the institution, but they still wanted to use the area to kind of make money.
Of course,
right? So they wanted to kind of give back to the public and whatnot. So I believe that it has a restaurant, a bar, and grill, and a bed and breakfast.
You can get married there.
Yeah, you get married there, and so it's kind of a whole little thing. I believe that the front, the front entrance and stuff has a little park out there and stuff like that. So, I mean, are you guys okay?
Yeah, we're just kind of figuring out how we're going to do the mic situation because we've only got the one mic up here. So,
gotcha.
We were conversing for the mic. Sorry, Micah.
Oh,
you can
sorry.
cut this out.
Well, no, I was just making sure that everything was okay. And I love you guys.
We love you.
So
I was going to say, before we get into spiritual prep for this, let's talk a little bit about the food prep that we did.
Oh, just insane. The day started.
Oh, Jesus.
With Miss Kim Podlecki.
Well, hold on. You two yes. Go off on your food.
Oh, we're going to go on the food thing?
Yes, and here, hold on.
Mike is going to bring the other mic up.
So
yes,
I was
figuring it out.
So when we went to South Pittsburgh, we brought some food, but there was a couple times, we had to run to the grocery store. We were trying to figure out what to buy. Then the night of the investigation, we're like, oh shit, we need snacks because we're going to be there for 10 hours.
Some sort of food, yeah.
So it was kind of thrown together. So when this happened, thrown together 5 days ago, I was like, look, I'll make some food. We don't have to worry about stopping on the road. That way we're not trying to figure that out at the last minute. And Mike, being the Susie homemaker that he is as well, was like,
that's me.
I'll just fucking bake some bread. And
right. For those of you that didn't hear it, Micah just screamed, "Kitchen bitch!"
And Micah is enjoying every bite of it.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Yep.
So I'll let Mike talk about what he made, but the morning started with me getting some New York style bagels from Rocky's Deli in Savannah. Shout out to Rocky.
Plug.
He doesn't know we're doing this podcast, but we just gave him a plug.
We'll tell him.
It's delicious New York style, legit food. And he ships his bagels in from New York, and I rolled in there thinking I was just going to get bagels. Got myself a eggplant parm as well, and made some egg sandwiches this morning with, also, these guys have never had Newski's bacon.
Nope, first time, and it was delicious.
So that's how we started the day. Now, Mike will tell us what we're having for lunch.
Yes. So we were trying to figure out, what we were going to do, and we were on kind of in a group text. And Kim was like, maybe it's the New York Deli, idea of the whole thing, but Kim was like, I would love to do like pastrami sandwiches on rye. And I said, well, fuck that. Let's go one step further. I'm going to make the rye bread. So I baked fresh rye bread, got thinly sliced pastrami, made a wonderful little apple fennel coleslaw. Micah was 100% correct when he said kitchen bitch. I love to cook.
But we respect women, so you're like a kitchen.
Well,
you're a bitch for the kitchen.
We don't use that term. We don't use that term towards women. We use it towards other men as either a term of endearment.
It's actually a kitchen thing.
Yes.
Other guys can call other guys kitchen bitches because we are kitchen bitches.
Should we use that on the investigation tonight when we're in the kitchen area? Ask
Kitchen bitch!
Kitchen bitches!
You start yelling out kitchen bitch to be super disrespectful to all the spirits there, which is fine. They were all, crooks and scumbags. But anyway, so made this apple fennel slaw and some rye bread, but I didn't just make rye bread. I made a Swedish limpa rye.
Which
because
Mike
I always
and I
like
were
doing
like,
some
what
weird
the fuck
shit.
is limpa rye when Mike brought this up?
Some bougie ass shit.
It
What
is.
the hell did you put in this?
It's got a little bit of a hint of orange in there. So there's some orange zest in there. So it's just a slightly different flavor rye, and I thought it would go really well with the apple fennel slaw. So we did that, and that's what we're gonna have
so
for
it has
lunch.
like an orange, a hint of orange in it.
Hint of orange in it, a little bit of orange zest. It's got fennel, anise, and caraway seed in it, which caraway is typically what you get in rye bread, but it's got a really delicious flavor, and I can't wait for you guys to try it. I've literally been eating pastrami sandwiches all week, making sure that the bread was right, and it's pretty good. So we're excited for the food prep portion. We're done with that. Now we got to get spiritually prepped. Oh, I made eclairs too. I made chocolate eclairs also.
This dude made eclairs. Where are those at?
They are.
And you got to understand, like, I'm back here
in the bag
as a fat guy.
Yeah.
I think we're all kind of fat in our own way because we love food.
Fat in the pants.
Fat in the bulge. Anyways.
Terrible.
Except for me.
Yeah.
It's okay, kid.
I was trying to think of something clever. Like,
It's like, how do you come back from that?
fat in the kitten.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know what to say.
I don't want to
Like-
be known for having a fupa. I don't want to be known for having a fupa. Like, that's not.
You don't want to be known for having a bony fupa
And that's
either.
literally like the only kind of
Trust
comeback
me.
you can have to that is like
Because-
fupa, like fuck.
'cause when you're-
that's super disrespectful. May as
when
well
you're-
just call her a bitch. Like damn.
Because when you come back and your food is all bruised up, you're like, God damn, that fucking that pelvic bone really slams on there,
Jesus.
Anyways,
Where did this show go? So that's our. We're only 15 minutes in, folks. Get buckled in, as Micah is not, because he doesn't appreciate traffic laws. Which actually, it's not a law in Georgia or South Carolina. If you're in the back seat, you don't have to wear a seatbelt.
Is that
So it's-
right?
Yeah, no, you're good. Once you're over a certain height, you don't have to wear a seatbelt in the back seat.
Are you over that height?
Which, if I'm wrong,
hopefully it's not like 6 foot.
I hope we didn't get pulled over, so we're fine. But let's talk more
Well, hold
about.
on, dude, you're fucking scaring me now. Like, do I need
What?
to start
What?
eating all my weed or something?
What happened? No, you're good.
Because if I really got to down all this weed, I want to be fucked up for the entire trip, dude.
Okay.
Have you ever seen
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
You're gonna sit here
perfect.
while you guys eat the whole bag. No.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun day. I wish it was like a full weekend that we were going and doing this for. It's only really for a day, but we're gonna enjoy the time that we're doing it.
It's
for now.
it's these big sprints out for a day and then come back the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt,
A little bit,
but it's gonna be fun and worth it.
it's gonna be great. So Kim, I want to know, and I know Micah wants to know. Let's talk about spiritual preparation for something like a paranormal investigation. What do we do?
I was gonna say, what did you drag me into? Like, what do I want to know?
So how do you spiritually prep? Do you do anything, Micah? Or Mike?
Spiritually prep? I mean, no, I don't spiritually prep, to be honest with you. Like when it comes to investigating, I don't usually spiritually prep. it's something that I mean, I'm already good with what I believe and what I do. I've been doing this for 15 years or so. So I mean, I try to stay grounded 24/7. I mean, I don't do anything to necessarily prep for investigations. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, in terms of spiritual prep, there's really not a whole lot that I do. You know, I wear a St. Michael's medal, no pun intended, but religiously, and I have that on at all times. And kind of similar to Micah, like I know what I believe, I know how I believe. I think a lot, which, you know, when I'm just kind of by myself, you know, late at night, like last night, I didn't get to sleep till 1, and a lot of it was just thinking about how I want the investigation to go, and you know, whether you consider that meditation because it's kind of a silent thing, you know, whatever you want to designate it as. But I just kind of think of, you know, what I want to get out of the investigation, what do I want to experience, how am I gonna approach each individual question or each individual area, and just kind of more just research and prep. I naturally do all of the equipment preparation. Make sure everything's charged, make sure everything's good, but that's because I'm a fucking nerd and I love technology.
That's just necessity.
It is.
Because it's like, I know yesterday, like I texted you guys at like 9 last night and I was like, I'm just exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm tired of charging everything all day. I'm ready to put it in Mike's truck. Like, why don't we just leave right now?
Right.
And go.
And I'm just, you know, that's like the night before an investigation is super exciting for me because it's getting all the equipment together, testing everything, making sure everything works, making sure everything's charged. I love doing that kind of stuff. And yes, you're right, nerd, all day long.
So last time, I don't know if you know those listening, I was on the show before and talked about Reiki and how when we did South Pittsburgh Hospital, I did Reiki on the entire group and they were all Reiki virgins until I popped that cherry.
Bam!
And do you guys think you felt any, being more experienced investigators, did you feel any difference in activity, in clarity, in sensitivities, anything after getting the Reiki versus doing other investigations before that?
Micah, you go first.
Oh, wow. Put me on the spot.
On the spot.
Put me on the spot. So,
do it, Miss Micah. Wait, what do we call you? Tuna boy?
Tuna boy.
Tuna boy.
Yeah, so my mama can contest to this, that I'm kind of known for being the tuna master.
I don't know what that means, but I like it.
I used to
That can go so many different
We
ways.
were talking about.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I don't know what that means.
I mean, it's not
They
like.
used to call me the rug doctor. Like,
Yeah, and it's really
Like, do
weird
your
that I
hands
said
always
my
smell like
mama.
tuna?
No,
Like,
so
right.
like when I was a little kid, my mom used to work, right, and she would call me, or I'd call her, and before she came home for lunch, and I was like, "Do you want me to make you lunch?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, make that tuna salad you always make." So for literally like my whole childhood and shit, like that's what, like one of the first things I ever learned how to make and got me into cooking was just throwing together a tuna salad every day for my mom's lunch, you know what I mean? Or whatever it was, like grilling fish for her lunch or whatever. Like I would do that. And so like my mom always said, she goes, "You always make the best tuna salad." So,
that's so fucking
so
sweet.
I'm the fucking tuna master,
The
bitch.
tuna master.
Back
I
the
like
fuck
it.
up. Now I'm a tuna gangster, motherfucker.
I'm gonna get you
know
a
what I'm
shirt
saying?
made that says Tuna Master.
Nah, tuna gangster, homie. You know what I'm
Tuna
saying?
gangsta.
Ghost, the tuna gangster.
Can it be like a picture of like a huge tuna, like with like a ball cap on, like throwing up gang signs? Like
Yeah.
Tuna gangsta?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't call it huge. He's definitely average at best.
Standard white boy issue is what I got.
Oh, God. So, I don't know how we got off on that.
Oh, sorry, but no.
About the,
It's easy in this show. It really
So,
is.
like with the Reiki session and with the investigation, that's what we're
Yep.
talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so my whole thing with the Reiki session was, so thank you for popping my Reiki cherry. That's my round of applause for.
You're welcome. I could assist.
Do you want to say anything to the people for popping cherries?
I mean, it's what I do. It's another day's work, you know. I mean, someone's got to do it.
So, So yes, so you popped my cherry into this, and the one thing that I'll be honest with you, that I got out of it is beforehand, I was taking a nap, and our partner John put shaving cream in my hand and tickled my face and shit while I was taking a nap, and I just smeared myself with shaving cream. Ha ha ha. Not that I'm fucking bitter about it or anything, but I will kick him in the nuts at one day.
It's fine. Otter took care of that for you one day. I took him down.
Okay, cool. And that's so crazy because cute little otter with 3 legs took down a human man in one shot. And that's I can appreciate that. So it grounded me like before we went. So I was kind of like in a weird mood. Like I was just like, which I am a lot of time because I'm just a pessimistic kind of guy. And it really, like when we did the Reiki session and you're over us, and like I could feel you on top of me putting your hands on my Reiki. Whoa, we're gonna die.
Say it again, slower.
Reiki.
Not we're gonna die. The thing about the
the
thing about the Reiki.
We're gonna die.
You're all like, you were on top of me.
Yeah.
Your hands were on me.
And
Sounds
no,
like we just got into like some type of like sex podcast.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, so you touched like my Reiki, and you could feel it. You could feel it, and it's like your hands weren't actually on me, but like I could feel you or sense you over me, you know. And it might just been my sense of awareness. Like I know that we have different senses that we can kind of like pick up on stuff like that, but and maybe that's what the Reiki is. And when you cleanse that Reiki or you pull, I don't know I don't know what the fuck you do, align it.
So what it is I'm, as a practitioner, channeling all of the universal energy that's around us at all times into whatever I'm focused on. So it's not my energy. I'm basically pulling everything around you and around me and channeling it into
So you're pounding me with all the energy around.
Yes, you're getting light raped. But not in a bad way. You're accepting it. You're accepting all of the light and energy.
Well, of course I'm accepting it, you know? Like I'm that guy.
Show me on the doll where the light touched you.
I bite the pillow and spread the cheeks. You know what I'm saying? So,
and the light enters.
Yes. So when you do this, like you can actually feel it. Like and I don't mean to be bullshitting or like, because I didn't really fucking believe it at first either. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this Reiki shit?
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought it was. I had told the story last podcast that the first time I ever heard about it was from a client. She was talking about doing Reiki on her dog, and after she left, we all basically, I'm sorry to this client now, made fun of her in the back of the hospital because we were like, what the fuck? She's going to put her hands over something and heal it? Ha ha ha. Yeah, okay, go ahead, lady. And then I got into it, and I was like, damn, this shit works.
It's real, right? Like
yeah, it's legit. Yeah.
Yeah, so you feel it. And so like after I came out of the session, I was just like I could breathe, and like I just felt like my shit was straight, and like and I say shit straight, you know, I cuss a lot, but I felt like my energies were straight, and my chakras felt aligned, which I've never felt really before, and so I've just felt more at peace. But when it comes to the investigation, like, I mean, I didn't have a lot of experiences as far as myself at that spot, but I believed it put me in a different place as far as my mind, which I need going into an investigation because I do need to have my mind in a correct spot. So I felt that that's how it aided my investigation.
You felt like even though you didn't have a lot of experiences, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you felt more connected to...
More grounded.
So that, like, you could be more connected to the experience of the investigation.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
You got it. I love that.
Does that make sense?
100%. Because I kind of experienced the same thing, and like,
I got you back. So
we're back. We're back with Too High to Talk. All right.
I hit a bump, and my finger hit the button.
It's all good.
It's just the trials and tribulations of
a mobile studio,
of producing a show from the back of
a 2017 Nissan Titan.
Yeah.
Platinum Reserve Edition, though. This is a nice studio.
And let me tell you, like, if this ever leads to anything in my life, like if a radio station ever picks me up and is like, man, have you ever done anything with radio? I'm going to be like, bro, You ever fucking made a show in the back of a pickup truck before?
While it was driving?
Yeah. And I mean, literally 5 minutes before we went on the show, I was like, what are we talking about?
Right.
And then get on this podcast and act like I do this every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we got this handled. But I did hit a bump and I did knock out your voice for a second. Sorry.
All good. We're back. And we're back.
And so how did you feel, Mike, once you got your Reiki popped?
So, I'm open to a lot of different things, and I'm just going to go right past what you said. So I'm open to a lot of different things. Until I experience something, I'm never going to 100% disprove it, right? I think there's some validity in all things, whether it's things of demonic nature, spiritual nature, whatever it might be. I'm open to the experience. So I was kind of same mindset as you, Mike. I didn't really know what to think initially going in. The thing that kind of solidified it for me is my respect for Kim and just what she does in general. Right?
Yeah,
so,
that was my thing too. Is like I just want to do this. That's my whole thing for doing it. Was kind of like this is my how would I want to say, my polygamist wife. Or wish she would be my polygamous wife, because she feeds me bomb pie and like.
Whoa!
No, I'm just saying. No, she did. She really. I mean, this was key lime pie.
Okay.
And tuna later.
Yeah.
And tuna later.
Yeah, and tuna
Jesus.
later. So I mean, anywho's. But I was just out of respect. I was like, I should just sit down and do this, and afterwards. I felt really good,
And that was my big thing for it is, if somebody that I had just met came to me off the street and said, I want to clear your chakras, I would be like, okay, psycho. But, this is somebody that we'd known for a while. Somebody that does tours with us, is extremely, I don't want to say an employee for my tour company, because she's part of our group, right? This isn't just somebody that does tours for us on the weekends. This is somebody that we highly respect. We respect everything that she does. She's a veterinarian during the day. She's extremely intelligent, extremely well-schooled. I'm going to blow smoke up your ass a little bit more.
Jesus Christ,
but extremely well-schooled.
bro.
So at the end of the day, when
Get off my polygamous wife, bro.
When she starts talking about Reiki and the serious nature of it, and then things like shamanic journey, which we'll get into in a little while, I start to pay attention more. And that's why I wanted to go into it extremely open for the experience. And one of the things that kind of stuck with me when we started the Reiki session was she said, I want you to think about whatever you want to get out of this experience tonight for the investigation. Think about what you want while I'm doing the Reiki. And hopefully it'll help kind of align your energies to help that happen. So that's what I did the entire time. The thing that blew me out of the water with it was at one point in time during the session, I started uncontrollably coughing. Now, we all had our eyes closed. We were sitting in a sectional couch, and she was going from person to person. I didn't really know where she was at any given point in time, because I was just had my eyes closed. I was almost trying to go myself into a meditative state just to embolden the experience a little bit. And I start uncontrollably coughing. So I didn't say anything right then, right there, but when we were done with the session, first question I asked Kim was, when I started coughing, what were you doing? And she said, I was clearing your throat chakra, and you were really backed up there. And that, to me, blew me out of the water. That I hadn't coughed all day. It's not like I felt sick or anything like that. All of a sudden, I started uncontrollably coughing. And this is all on camera, Micah. This was all, we filmed this whole experience.
Yeah. I mean, we have the chakra deep throating Mike coughing it up. Yeah. I mean, we got it.
I was coughing, not gagging.
Oh, sorry.
Micah.
My bad.
So, I mean, that was my experience. And I definitely, when it came to the actual investigation itself, I definitely felt more, like you said, grounded.
Yeah, it's definitely grounding. I just felt more straight. Maybe if I could drink some water that just kind of leveled you out and got your head straight, that's kind of what it felt like. I just felt like I wouldn't say over energetic or under energetic. Like it just put me in a good spot and with a good head clear.
Yeah.
You know, like it just got me to that point. Now,
my mind definitely felt clearer after the fact, especially when we got into the space. I felt more attuned with what had happened in the space. So that was a big thing for me. I definitely felt like it helped. One of the craziest experiences that I had on any investigation that we've ever done, which was about a 45-minute interaction with a shadow figure down this hallway. And I mean, that to me was incredible, Micah.
absolutely. Now, what were you going to say, Kim?
Oh, nothing. He was just holding it in case I wanted to interject. I'm
Yeah,
just
well,
listening.
get the
Yeah.
mic back to your face, Mike.
Okay.
She doesn't need to talk here.
Okay.
We'll give her time in a minute. I gave her a hard time, but I love her to death.
He does.
So my thing is, when she asked you, you know, like, what do you want out of this for tonight? You know, what did you ask, or did you think to yourself that you wanted to see something, or that you wanted to see that figure, or did
Yes.
you want to? Okay, so
100%.
So me, I go into every investigation with the sense of, or with the outlook of skepticism. A lot of times I don't like to even believe with my own eyes, like what I believe my own eyes see, or my own ears hear. Like I try to explain everything away. And that's why it could probably happen right in front of me, and you'd be like, no, I saw the same figure you did. And I'll be like, no, but it was because you closed your eyes and blinked your eyes that way, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
It's almost hard for me to do that. So what I try to do is, in every investigation, is try to go in with the idea of skepticism. Like, I need to be proven, and we need to catch the proof, right? So that's why we're doing this. It's fine to have our own personal experiences, but
we need the proof.
We need the proof. And so
That's why we're called Truth and Evidence, people.
right? So when I go into an investigation, I don't ever hope to see anything or hope not to see anything.
Right.
I try to stay in a neutral yin and yang zone, right?
Have a clear mind.
Yeah, I try to have a clear mind and I'm not going in here expecting anything, and I'm not going in here not expecting anything.
And that's the big thing for me too. I mean, you're my brother from another spiritual mother there, Micah.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of the same mentality when it comes to investigation, and the same. I think we're on the same level and the same plane, which is why I love investigating with you, and I'm so glad to be a part of all this stuff with you and with Kim and with John, and everybody else that's part of the group.
I love you too.
Dawn, Andrew, a new member, Jordan. That everybody just gels really well together. But you and I specifically, Micah, I think we both go into it extremely skeptical, right?
Yeah, like
When
I got to see this. I have
right. When
and,
I walk
that's
into
why
a building,
that's why I like investigating with you, is because it's
Yeah.
it's really hard to go out there and find people to investigate with that are just. I mean, to be honest with you, this group happened for a reason,
Right.
Whatever the case may be, because none of you guys. I've been in investigations like in California where people have literally sabotaged the investigation,
Right.
On knocking on tables. Or
Doing stupid shit. Yep.
And it's like, bro, we're all out here trying to find the real truth. So like when we hear something, everybody shuts the fuck up.
right.
Everybody stops moving. Everybody's feet stop moving. Everybody just clams up for a second, and we all got to witness what's going on, because it's like that play with the Fever House. Like
Yep.
we all were standing there. A can gets kicked in the corner. Like,
Yep.
bro, that happened.
Insane.
And
It was insane. And we know none of us did it.
And I'm sitting there in my head going, oh, yeah, but that might have been, that could have been some force that came from the energy world. I try to explain it away, right? Like I'm just,
Right.
my mind's trying to wrap my mind around this. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm trying to come up with excuses of how this could have happened when really this is all just happened.
And I mean, it's so important going into it and doing these investigations. Like, we'll talk about it on the way there. Like, this place is going to be great, and look at all the history about the place, right? But I don't really care about what other people experience there. I walk into a building, or I walk into somebody's home, and what's going through my head is, this place is not haunted.
It's not.
Somebody telling me that this moved in their house or that moved in their house, we're doing an in-home investigation. I'm sorry, but to start the investigation, in my head, I'm saying that you are either mistaken or you are fabricating this.
Yeah, I'm
skeptical.
I'm trying to disprove what you're saying.
Right.
And then when I can't come up with that logical explanation, that's when it has to be deemed as something else.
And, for those of you that don't know, proving out a single piece of evidence can take 4 or 5 hours. I mean, just proving out and making sure this is 100% legitimate electronic voice phenomenon can take 4 or 5 hours. Cross-referencing it with other things, putting it through low-pass filters so that you can hear it more clearly. I mean, it takes a long time to say, yep, this is evidence. And you don't get it on every investigation.
No, you don't. I mean, from all the places I've ever done, I mean, like me and my old partner in my group, Mitch Flores, we've always said that it's like 8 to 10% that produce evidence. Like you can go to 100 places, and which me and Mitch together have in the past, and you go to 100 different places and maybe 10 will produce.
Yep.
Maybe and sometimes I mean hit or miss. Like. We've done, investigations in people's homes that, lasted weeks or months, and it took that long to figure out what was going on in the house, or, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, or figure out what wasn't going on in the people's home, So I just kind of try to go with, you gotta show me, you know what I mean? Yep. Like if I could, it just have to be proven to me.
And part of that could be, getting back onto the Reiki. But part of that could be is, where was your energy level at that point in time? How were you? Were you receptive to it? Yeah, you're going into it skeptically. But how was your energy level in terms of, were you able to receive that message? Were you able to receive, or were you closed off? And I think that when we did Old South Pittsburgh, all that was going through my head, because of experiences I've had in the past, I heard about the shadow figures that are there. The creeper and this 7-foot tall shadow man. And I've always been drawn to locations and to events that have to do with shadow figures because of stuff that happened in my past.
Yeah.
With shadow figures in my home. So for me, that was all I wanted to experience. That's all I really thought about during the Reiki session. And I got that experience when we went there.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. Truly incredible. Had 7 other people around witnessing this experience, and that's one of the most exciting things that I've had happen, and it's I largely part due to Kim and what she was able to do during that Reiki session.
Whoop, whoop.
To be able to kind of expand my mind and expand I genuinely believe that if we did not have that Reiki session and I didn't have that experience, that I never would have interacted with those spirits the way that I did.
She stretched your Reiki portal really hard.
I opened his Reiki cherry.
Yeah, you did.
I popped yours, I opened his.
What?
It was fully dilated.
I don't know, but from what I understand, Miss Kim, you can't get into my my shamanic.
So I could. I'm going to take this from you.
Oh, what? No, you couldn't.
So my spiritual prep, you guys kind of talked a little bit about
do
yours.
Do your spiritual prep.
So mine was more, I want spirits to know that they can communicate to me, but they don't have permission to hurt me or take over me. But know that if there was a spirit there that wanted their story known or just their presence known, that they could use me as that to verify that they were there. Reiki, anything, my personal feeling is anything you can do to, like Micah said, to ground yourself, that's the big thing. And that's the big thing, quite honestly, in life in general. And not to sound cheesy and Hallmark movie-y, but you have to be able to ground yourself. And so much nowadays is electronic. So much nowadays is digital, fast-paced. People forget to literally take 10 seconds, listen to their breathing, take their shoes off, touch the earth, reach down, just reconnect your body to the actual earth and just ground yourself internally. and it will make a huge difference in just day-to-day life. And then, with the paranormal stuff, absolutely, I think will make you in a better place spiritually for any experiences.
You make me want to go stick my toes in the dirt over here in the forest. Like, I just wanted to get out of the car and go put my feet on the ground.
Well, and for people who are, so Mike is an empath, and Dawn in the group, who's not here with us today, she's also an empath. Micah and I might be speaking for Micah, I get information, but I am not an empath. My sister is an empath. And so what empaths very frequently will be targets on investigations, because the whole point of being an empath is you take on the feelings of others.
Yeah, you feel whatever energy is around you.
Correct. And so you could be hanging out with your mom and they could have a smile on their face, but maybe internally they're going through something, and you will take on that sadness, that whatever is going on. And so for empaths to go into an investigation, they a lot of times, again, can be targets. And that doesn't mean negative targets. It could mean just that those spirits may feed off of that ability to take their energy or to make them feel something. If they know that person is open and usually feels it, they're going to usually affect empaths a lot more. Where you can still be an empath, but figure out ways spiritually to ground yourself or to protect yourself so that you may still be able to feel those experiences, but you physically are not feeling as drained.
Yeah. And I think what I do too, I don't know why I'm just interjecting here with something that I feel, but I feel a lot of times too that I put up barriers. Like I put up almost like spiritual barriers. Like when I walk into a building, I'm the biggest, baddest spirit in this motherfucker. So I don't know what the fuck you think you're gonna do to fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like it's kind of like when I used to work in the prison. Like every day you walk in them gates and they slam behind you, or they shut behind you. From the Sallyport. Or from, or gatehouse or whatever the case is. You walk in that thing and the door slams behind you, anything can happen. And so you almost got to walk in with this hypervigilance of, you try to fuck me, motherfucker, I'm gonna fuck you, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. There's a difference between putting up a barrier and not being able to experience anything or see anything or be closed off. And what's better is when you can figure out and learn how to increase your frequency. And that's also a lot of what Reiki does, what meditation does, what grounding does. If you do acupuncture, cranial sacral, those different things, once your core is in a better place and more grounded and aligned, you can raise your frequency better. Wait, what did you say? Focusing your cranial crow hole?
Yes.
What the hell?
That is exactly what I said.
What did you say? You're fornicating fork hole?
When your core, like your own energy, your core is more focused and grounded, you can learn how to increase your own frequency.
But did you say cornea focusing something?
I don't think. Oh, I think what you're talking about is I said cranial sacral therapy.
Yo, there it is. God damn. That's
I was like corneal.
Cornholes. Well, no, what was that? What do you say that again?
I'm thinking of Beavis and Butthead.
Cornhole.
That's what
TV from me bunghole.
I did not say that. No, so
where I come from, we have no bunghole.
Cranial sacral therapy is another form of energy work. It's similar in concept to Reiki, but it's meant to specifically balance your CSF fluid. And so it's a little bit different, just the way they do the work and how they do the work.
Okay, no. Hold up again. Hold on again. There's an asterisk on something you just said. The cranial what fluid?
Cranial sacral therapy, and it works to balance your CSF, or your cerebral spinal fluid. That is the fluid that surrounds your brain and spinal cord and
so
protects it.
This meditation aligns your fluids.
Yeah, so the practitioner, so I'm a Reiki practitioner, so I, again, channel the universal energy into what I'm focusing on, and a cranial sacral practitioner is the one who can, again, similar to Reiki, kind of put their hands on you or above you and balance out that fluid. And I started getting it when I have pretty significant disc disease, and I lost feeling to one side of one entire leg, and by doing that, it helped me regain some sensation in that leg.
It's my sciatica.
It's my sciatica.
It's my sciatica.
Mike knows all about awesome.
No, so I mean, I got back.
Oh, yes, I do.
I got tons of back issues, dude. And when you grab that microphone, do not throw us off the side of the fucking highway, Mike, please.
You're fine, bro.
Okay, I know I am.
We've only come close to going off the road like 4 times.
That's okay.
And I don't think you noticed.
And that's not bad.
No, I'm pretty good.
Okay.
I'm a good driver.
All right.
We're all right.
So,
as long as I don't stare at you while we're doing the show.
Cranial,
we're okay.
corneal fucking cornholing, and I don't...
Cranial sacral therapy. Did I get that right?
Yes.
I've actually been recommended, people have recommended that to me. I've been recommended for a condition that I have in my spinal cord, which is known as syrinx or syringomyelia, is actually a constriction of that CSF fluid. So
why haven't you been getting this fucking therapy done?
Well, I didn't know that Kim knew people that can do it. One, it's also kind of hard to find people that can do it, but I've been... people have requested, or I should say doctors have requested, that I reach out to somebody to do cranial sacral massage, which is a certain kind of massage that certain trained massage therapists will do. And then I've had other people that have talked about the cranial sacral therapy that Kim's talking about now.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I started getting it in Chicago. I haven't done it here. No, I have. I have done it here, sorry. But it was done a little bit differently than I was used to. My acupuncturist, who I just recently started going to the last 2 months, recommended somebody to me. Just with my schedule, I haven't been able to find someone, but I will get you the name, Mike, so you know.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, get your fucking spinal fluid ejected.
And dude, I mean, this whole condition that I have is a source of a lot of my headaches. It's a source of a lot of my issues. That I've had that we talked about during the Mary Jane episode with why I actually partake in the devil's lettuce from time to time. But yeah, I mean, this is great information for people to go out and if you're listening to this right now and you want to get a little bit more information, naturally you can always reach out to us. We can get you in touch with Kim. Kim can definitely give you more information. And then do your research on Reiki, do your research on cranial sacral therapy, things like that. If these are things that sound interesting to you, jump on the internet right now, learn a little bit more about it, and you can always find us on Facebook and message us through Facebook as well. Too High to Talk on Facebook.
Yeah, plug that.
And I always tell people too, they're like, well, how do I know who to go to and what's a good practitioner? Obviously, personal recommendations are always great. As far as cranial sacral and really any energy work, one of the most important things to keep in mind is they should always ask your permission to do anything, which sounds corny, but even these guys can attest to it. Anytime I've done Reiki on them, I've said, do I have permission to lightly touch you or put my hands on you if I feel I should? A practitioner should never, ever put their hands on your throat chakra, ever. They can hold their hands over it, but they should not have their hands around your throat. They should never have their hands over a woman's chest area or either sex's sex organs.
Genitalia.
Yes, and so if you go to a practitioner that does that or says, oh, no, it's okay, you gave me permission, 100% not, get out of there. You can wear normal everyday clothes and just lay there. If they ever have you put like a hospital gown, nope, also weird, unless you're getting some type of acupuncture or something like that. But energy work, you don't have to change clothes or anything.
What happens if they put a mask on you, you pass out, and you wake up with your pants undone?
Then you probably went to some type of happy ending massage parlor and you didn't actually get energy work.
But I don't remember it.
So
it was like a dentist's office.
But it's, those of us who take it seriously, those are some things that we abide by. Reiki symbols that we get taught are very sacred to us. And so if you have somebody who's like, oh yeah, look at these tattoos of my Reiki symbols. Nope. Also would be a red flag for me. It's something we want to share with people, and we want people to know and benefit from it, but we also take it very seriously, and it shouldn't be something that is abused, and unfortunately it is, like many areas today. So if your gut is telling you something feels weird, leave and find somebody different.
Boom bada.
Awesome information, because you going into these kinds of fields, you have no idea what to expect, right? And I said it in the opening. The only reason I was open to this is because of Kim, right? How much I respect everything that Kim does. Again, if somebody said, oh, you should go do Reiki, and I walked into somebody's office and they were like, take off your pants, like I wouldn't know if that's the right way to do it or not.
I would take off my pants.
So just great information to have from a well-respected and very intelligent practitioner of Reiki.
Thank you. And Micah would take his pants off anywhere, so that's really not a good litmus test.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom the other day, and I said, hey mom, I said, it's one of them things, like, if I was a kid nowadays and I was, 17, 18 years old and I had technology like I did, like technology, that like now that we have, back then, like sending videos and pics and dick pics and shit like that, my dick would have been everywhere. I'm fucking telling you, like, it would have been like, this is Micah. Yeah, there would have been like,
if Micah is at the DMV a little too long, there's a strong chance that at some point in time he's gonna go, I need to take my fucking pants off.
And I'm gonna do it right behind this lady's head and take a picture of it.
He's not wearing pants right now.
Yeah, no.
He's like that newscaster that got fired for not wearing pants doing the news.
Got my
coronavirus. That's not an excuse.
I'm just wearing my designer underwear.
He also, I'm pretty sure, got caught pleasuring himself when he thought the camera was off.
Who,
Sure,
me?
Buddy. No, the guy that broadcaster that got caught. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah.
I mean, well, it's hanging out there. What are you gonna do with it? You got to do something, right?
At least
Micah?
Pee Wee Herman was in the goddamn theater watching porno.
Pee-wee. So anyway, let's get back on track here. So we were talking about spiritual preparation, a very serious matter, before we started talking about Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Every time we say that, I think of Preparation H. Like I got a Hemi.
Preparation
like
H.
I got a Hemi on my butt. You know what I mean?
Well, there's an energy worker that can help with that.
Let me tell you, hemorrhoids are nothing to fucking scoff at.
They're not.
I just want to raise awareness to hemorrhoids. I hadn't had them until like a few years ago, and then like I was like, "What is this?" And I have been now on a journey for a couple years now to raise awareness on people.
If you or someone you love has been affected by hemorrhoids,
for just 19 cents a day, and we'll send you this cute little teddy bear blanket.
Hang on, cue in the Sarah McLachlan.
Hold on a second. Let me see what I can do.
Do you have it?
No. God damn it. I wish I had that, though. That would be
Enya
cool.
would work, too, if we had Enya.
We can get it, like, hyped, though.
Yeah. Taking care of them butt warts.
Whoop, whoop. And they're not butt warts, bro. Those are, like, sometimes your butthole likes to drop out.
I know.
I don't know.
Let's
are we seg-legging into another situation?
I don't know how to segue off of this. I'm like thinking in my head. Speaking about anal fissures, like I don't know how to segue away from this.
You could probably get some acupuncture for that. Acupuncture is great for inflammation.
And there was the segue. And there it was.
That was a fucking stretch, but we did it, everybody.
I literally was going to go that direction. Like, well, is there any type of acupuncture that you can do for your... I mean, but you can't, like, actually acupuncture your...
Yes, you can.
Your hemorrhoid?
Well, I don't know if they would put... So, I'm not trained in acupuncture, but the channels in the body are all... So, I don't know where the energy channel for said hemorrhoid would be located. However, I can tell you from sitting in my acupuncturist's office and, like, looking at all the charts they have on the wall. Yeah, they literally have acupuncture points around the rectum, on the genitalia, like everywhere in the body. And all I could think when I'm sitting there is, God, I really hope I never need any of those areas.
I might need to go.
my God.
I might need to go for the butthole acupuncture. Why did you just hand the mic over to her, bro?
Because I don't know what to say. I don't know where to go with this.
Mike is currently squinching his butthole so tight.
No. It's not an issue right now, and it's not an issue that like is always there. It's like just every once in a while, like it'll just pop up out of fucking nowhere. You feel me? Like I'm raising awareness, motherfuckers. They're nothing to fucking joke about, and that's probably just one of them things about getting old. Is your butthole's gonna start blowing out. Your O-ring is shot.
If you have any questions about hemorrhoids, you can dial 1-800-55-BOOTY. That's 1-800-55-BOOTY. That's probably an actual phone number that somebody's going to dial.
Don't
We're
call
gonna
that.
dial that in a little while after the show.
55-BOOTY. It's not even enough number. Is it?
55-BOOTY.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I thought about it before I said it.
Dude, bro.
I counted.
Bro, we're going to call it. And anyways, we're going to prank call it.
Anyways.
Fuck, I didn't bring my cable to prank call. That's too bad. Anyways.
Yeah.
We can call it from the truth and evidence line.
No. Because they'll call back.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they want to book a tour.
We can get them. Yeah, so listen, I had a question about some hemorrhoids, but do you believe in ghosts? That'd be a great
Let me tell you people
question.
out there. Now, the few things that I've found to help out your roids, right?
We segued off of this and somehow got off on the exit that went back.
No. I know, but I want to help people out there that may be, because there's like pregnant women that a lot of times get hemorrhoids and shit like that, right? And
This is clearly something near and dear to your heart, so I'm not going to interrupt you.
No.
anymore. Go for it.
I'm raising awareness, and I'm on my pedestal right now. So
Do it.
Get the fuck off my
Get
pedestal
that
while I do
soapbox,
it,
bro.
Your roid box?
Yeah, this is my hemorrhoid box that I'm standing on.
It's not a soapbox; it's a preparation H box that he's standing on right now.
And I mean, the thing is it's real, and a lot of people deal with it. Correct. And I'm trying to be as serious as I can right now without laughing. So, a few things that I've found in the past that have worked is a hot bath with some nice Epsom salt.
Oh my god! This is going to be the highest listened to episode that we've had.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to picture you sitting in a bath with on a fucking, but you had to sit on the donut.
No fucking donut. Why do you need a donut in the fucking? You just spread your cheeks apart and try to get as much as that warm water in your butthole.
So what you don't know is that Micah's bathtub has stirrups in it, and he just puts his legs up in the air.
I got one.
It's like a water birth, kind of.
I've got we have one of those old timey bathtubs in our.
What's an old timey bathtub? I picture like a big tin.
No, with like the cloth.
trough.
Well, get the microphone to your face.
I picture like a big tin trough that sits in the yard.
What the fuck? You calling me a fucking pig?
Like Edith pours fucking hot water in it, pot by pot.
Are you calling me a barn animal?
When you refer to something as an old-timey bathtub, that's what I picture.
That's what you picture? Okay, well, I'm talking about the old...
a clawfoot tub?
Yeah, the brass clawfoot tub,
That's not an old-timey bathtub.
That's an old-timey... That's
clawfoot tub.
That's an old-timey tub.
I just want everybody right now to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine, listen to the sound of my voice while I explain this to you. Just imagine Micah.
Huh? No, I don't.
He
I
doesn't.
only got 6 sounds on
Just
there.
imagine, close your eyes. Just imagine Micah relaxing with some candles, maybe a little bit of Barry Manilow playing
Fucking talk.
in a clawfoot tub with his legs as high up in the air as possible, in an Epsom salt bath to try and relieve his hemorrhoids.
Yeah, no, that's what you do. And let me tell you some other secrets. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to stop your system. Okay, so if you have one of these things, right, what you want to do is give your butthole a break. So you want to go juicing, or if you have a foodie ninja or something like that, you want to do some very little fruit. You want more, I wouldn't even say real fibrous type of, fruits and vegetables, just maybe some spinach, some greens, a little pear, a little bit of an orange, something to kind of sugar it up. You don't want a whole lot, but you want to drink that for a couple days. Kind of almost do a fast, but not really a fast. Just eat if you have to eat, just eat real light. But what you want to do is give your butthole some time to relax, right? So you do the Epsom salt, in the bathtub, and stick your legs up in the stirrups, and you spread your booty hole, and you get that all there. And then, you try to give your butthole a break, man. And the other thing is witch hazel. It's real simple. You go down to CVS, you get yourself some witch hazel, and you splash a little bit of that up there. You know what I'm saying? And you just give it a little splash, with the witch hazel.
What I have heard, and this is serious, I'm not making a joke on this. I have heard that you should not wipe as aggressively.
Fuck no. And you wouldn't want to, bro. Like,
No.
you really, at this point, when it's in full flare, okay, when it's in full development, like you're in the middle of it and you're like, oh my God, I can't even fucking sit down. Like, I'm going to call into work today. Like, when it's that bad, no, dude, it's like you literally are like straining and I wouldn't even say straining. You're just trying to make sure that you don't blow the other half of your O-ring out. And then basically you just want to shower it off like a bidet, So you just want to just go straight from the toilet straight over to the bath and just bidet yourself.
I'm so glad that me being an empath does not go to being empathic of the feelings of your hemorrhoids.
Well, I mean, and this is a serious issue. Like I said, I'm
still picturing Mike on the bathtub as I'm still giggling about it.
Yeah, you would probably laugh if you came in too, because I usually set up music and like a couple of candles.
Like some Barry White.
Mm-hmm. No, not Barry White. I usually put on like some Stone Sour because I really like Slipknot. And I like that satanic heavy music, but like Stone Sour is just a little bit softer. So I'll turn that on real low. Put my feet up in them stirrups. And sometimes I like to put the Epsom salt directly into my I'm just playing. Don't do that. That's not advised. But seriously, and I've had issues like I had a friend that recently he was having some trouble and on Facebook, and he was like, man, I'm having stomach issues or whatever. And here a while back I'd had some stomach issues and I ended up going to the hospital over it.
Oh my God.
And so I ended up going to the hospital, and they tell me that they did a CAT scan and said, well, it looks like cancer. That's all I can tell you from this point right now. But you need to go have a colonoscopy and figure out what's going on in there. And so made my appointment, whatever, I'm 38 years old, and they're telling me, I got to go in for a colonoscopy. And so I go in for the colonoscopy, and it's not that bad. People make it sound like a lot worse than what it is. Especially if you just like sticking foreign objects and 5-foot tools into your anus. This is great for you. I mean, but they do hit you with some propofol, so you're like fucked up when they do it, which is even better. So you're like, oh, you're all groggy and shit. Like, I try to stay awake all the way through that propofol shit. Like, you can't do it.
I've had the last procedure I asked my anesthesiologist, I was like, what did you give me? And she's like, oh, we put you on a fentanyl propofol drip. And I was like, I want that every time. I woke up feeling fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
and
you're
I had
like,
just had like shit done on my fucking uterus and
Yeah.
like curetted and all types of shit. And I woke up like, cool, let's like go rock out the day. Like, I felt so goddamn good.
Yeah, so great. Yeah, you're like, God, I feel so rested, and I know you just came 5 feet out of my ass, but this is great. Like, I feel great. And so, anyways, I had a few polyps in there, which probably aren't good. And so they took the samples, or they clipped the polyps out while they're up in there. And I have an appointment like 2 or 3 weeks later. Well, nobody calls me, nobody says anything, of course, just like every other doctor's office. And I go in for my appointment, and the lady says, we took a few polyps out, about 5 or 6 of them. And she said, we had 3 or 2 of them which were totally benign and had no issues with them, but you had 2 or 3 of them that were in there that were literally going to be cancerous. That there was no, they're precancerous, basically polyps in there. They said it's just a matter of time that you start to turn into cancer. And so, hey man, raising awareness for the hemorrhoids, for the colon cancer out there and all that kind of stuff, because when I was talking to the gal when I went in for my appointment for the follow-up, she says, we're really starting to find people that are younger and younger into their 30s with colon cancer and colon polyps, and and things like that. And we're starting to urge people earlier and earlier to start doing this because it's killing a lot of people. And we do have a personal family friend that her daughter had passed away about 32 years old from colon cancer and left a couple children behind. So if you're getting stomach issues and you just don't know what it is and you just think, oh, I'm just having, you're subsiding it with, Pepto-Bismol and stick preparation H up your ass and all that good shit, you need to go get checked out. Just go to the doctor, have them look at your butthole.
So I could actually segue this pretty good, Micah.
Go ahead.
So another thing that has helped me and that could probably benefit, I'm just going to call you both out, both of you guys, and a lot of people in general, especially with colon stuff, is an anti-inflammatory diet. So the bagel today was definitely not a good anti-inflammatory diet choice, as it's not. However, I have back issues, and I went on an anti-inflammatory diet probably about 2 months ago now. Maybe 2.5 months ago. And my back pain has significantly decreased.
Really?
Significantly. I mean, I would get up most days and be in pain all day. I mean,
so I know that there's certain foods that are like anti-inflammatory,
Correct.
like onions and things like that have a lot of anti-inflammatory properties.
So a lot of what the diet is eliminating things that are pro-inflammatory. And so today, when Micah and Mike showed up, I had made a pot of coffee, and one thing that is pro-inflammatory is cow dairy. I love fucking cheese. Guys, I am from the Midwest. Like, I'll put cheese on anything. I'll eat a block of cheese, like, by itself. Like, I'll eat cheese all day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and cow dairy, there's something in, and I don't know specifically what, specifically in cow dairy.
Pus?
Yeah.
It's called 23% pus.
That can, gross. Technically it's blood, and then it comes out, like, looking like milk. I don't know. But in cows specifically, that cause inflammation in people. And so my nutritionist was like, you can cut out dairy, period. And I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I need some type of cheese in my life. So I've switched to all goat and sheep dairy, and I've switched to doing goat milk in my coffee, feta on my salad.
That's what I'm drinking right now.
And just that, like, I definitely crave dairy for the first couple weeks. That's helped. Cutting back on red meat. And again, I'm from the Midwest. Give me a fucking porterhouse steak all day. Red meat takes 72 hours to go through the human GI tract. That's disgustingly long. And so a lot of what a anti-inflammatory diet is taking out things that are pro-inflammatory. And the more not inflamed your body is, you're going to be able to ground yourself better. It helps with migraines. It helps with sleeping. It 100% helps with GI stuff. And energy-wise, it's a game changer for a lot of people energy-wise as well.
And that's from our Dr. Kim.
Did not know that.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kim.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting red meat out of my diet.
I didn't, so I haven't completely cut it out because there's no way. And she was like, you could go hardcore and not do any dairy and no red meat. And I was like, yeah, it's not going to happen. But I will say, over time, I have significantly cut back without even knowing it. Like, I find myself not eating meat at meals or having a salad and salmon or more fish without even like realizing that I'm not eating as much red meat as I used to. And we made bacon this morning. I still love my bacon. I still love my steaks. I will have dairy sometimes as well. But there's definitely things, gluten as well, unfortunately. It helps the body, and that may help your colon issues, Micah. It sucks. I'm going to tell you right now, the first month.
Well, I got to figure something out because I don't want to die of colon cancer. That's one of those things that you kind of like when, the doctor tells you, she says, it could be, a year, 2, 3, 15. She goes, but it would have turned into cancer and you would have been dealing with that.
Yeah.
So I'm going back every 3 years to have them blow my ass out and make sure all the polyps are out of there. But I just want to bring awareness, a lot of guys are like, I don't want to go to a doctor and have them go up my ass or whatever. Man, shut up. Fucking bitch. Like, girls get it stuck in their butts on a daily basis. At least all the whores in my mind do. And, you just, come on, bro. Just go get it checked out. It's not as bad as what people say it is. You're not even fucking there. They tell you, put your leg up, kind of turn sideways, put this leg over there. And they cover your, your junk with your apron there. And they just go, good night, motherfucker.
Yep. I mean,
you're out.
I've had to have it done twice.
Yeah.
Mike, I think before you and I met, I was like 210 pounds. So I was quite a bit heavier than I am now. And literally out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I dropped a significant amount of weight. I went from 210 pounds, and within a month and a half, I dropped down to 155 pounds.
Gotcha.
Literally out of nowhere. So, like, we were, terrified. What is this? Is it cancer? What's wrong with my stomach? What's, no matter how much I ate, no matter what I did, I just kept dropping weight very quickly. And I ended up having to have it done as well.
Yeah.
And,
it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I look forward to the next time. I mean, the whole blowing your ass out the day before. I mean, that's hot fluid out your ass is never fun.
The worst part about my experience, Michael, was the fact that John picked me up from the hospital and drove me home, and I had to deal with his jokes about them putting a camera,
and then
20 miles up my ass.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's 5-6 feet. They said.
That's it, just 5-6 feet.
Yeah, I mean, you have like a mile worth of fucking intestines in your body. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I don't know how long the human intestinal system is.
Get up to that microphone because I can't hear you.
I don't know how long the human intestinal system is, but the dog's is approximately 3 times the length of the body. That's how big the small intestine is.
Jesus.
Just the small intestine.
Jesus.
So take your average sized dog, imagine a loop of intestine, and then could be shorter, could be smaller, So
okay, so basically I killed 15 minutes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. I killed 15 minutes to bring awareness to everybody's a-holes. Take care of yourself, people.
But on the real, the anti-inflammatory diet.
And you're talking to a doctor. This lady, she went to Evil Medical School.
I did. Let's clarify, for animals, I am not a human physician. However, I do have medical knowledge, and a lot of things cross over, obviously, because humans are animals.
when you guys give my dog a Vicodin, like after they get their cooters cut, after they get a cooter cut,
and they don't get Vicodin, but they get something similar. Yes.
Can I take it?
The NSAIDs, no, you can't take veterinary NSAIDs, and animals cannot take human NSAIDs because they process the medication
What
differently.
happens if I ate it?
I have no idea if you eat the dog one, but if dogs or cats eat human ones, or if cats get dog ones and vice versa, it can cause GI ulcers to the point where it can rupture through the stomach, and I have seen it, or it can cause kidney failure and or liver failure. So not good.
But you can give your dog Benadryl and Claritin.
You can do Benadryl. Don't do Claritin D. That's terrible. I saw a dog die from that. Viagra. The drug name of Viagra is sildenafil, and we give that to some cardiac patients. All sildenafil does, for those of you who are wondering how people in medical school remember random drug names or random things, I remembered what sildenafil did because it fills the penis with blood.
Yes.
Because it vasodilates. So that is how, when remembering large amounts of drugs and random things, those are things we teach ourselves to remember them. So now you know. So the reason why it helps
I used to know people that would work out and they'd take Viagra and then take all their newts and everything because they would sit there and be pumping iron.
Yes.
And then they would take the Viagra like 30 minutes before going in there, and then halfway through their workout, they would pound all their freaking vitamins and their BCAAs and the whole 9 yards and all their fucking horse tranquilizer fucking roids and shit, and then boom, everything's in their fucking muscle.
Yeah, there's a lot of supplements out there and stuff specifically for workouts that have vasodilators in them, that have nitrous oxide, things that open up the capillaries, allow for more oxygenated blood to go in.
But when you're, spotting a dude that has a boner that's squatting, it's a little weird.
Now
I mean, I don't mind
Now you got to
it.
lift up 2 bars.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want him spotting me while I'm bench pressing. You know what I mean?
Or do you?
Yeah.
Or is he standing behind you, spotting you when you
Yeah,
deadlift?
yeah, and it's like, hey, dude, can you get your wiener to help me a little bit more on this spot, please?
Be like, I got this. I don't need you behind me.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So, anyways, we
Excellent,
jumped way off subject.
I don't even know how we went to like hemorrhoids, and then we're talking about penis medication.
But we are headed to Spartanburg in 15 miles.
Yeah, I mean, the entire time we were on that, I actually, for the first portion of that, I was laughing so hard. We went 30 miles in the wrong direction. No, I'm just kidding. We're on track.
I was about to say, dude, what the fuck?
No, we're on track. We're good.
So, okay, so we're talking about Reiki cleansings and all
Yes.
that good stuff. And so going into this tonight, what are you guys expecting?
I mean, personally, I don't really know what to expect. You know, unlike a lot of the other investigations, I mean, this was very kind of last minute. I mean, it's been, 3 or 4 days since we actually decided that we were going to go. It's been like 4 or 5 days since we got the invite. So I don't really necessarily know what to expect. I haven't done a ton of research on the building. I just expect, especially with a smaller group size than what we normally have, I expect us to be able to work really functionally together. Just how the 3 of us work together on investigations.
Yep.
I'm just hoping for a good time at the end of the day. I'm hoping that we're going to have a tour. There's going to be a tour guide that's going to give us a tour there before we start investigating. And I'm really, really hoping that it's one of the tour guides that was an inmate. That's what I'm really hoping for.
That's what I'm hoping for, too.
Because I want to have that real-life experience of this place before we start investigating.
But I saw that there was a kitchen in there, and that's the first place that I want to go to is a kitchen because that's where I used to work, in the kitchens.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect either, because everything I kind of looked up, experiences at this place are all over the place. Voices, touching, shadow figures, full body apparitions. Do you want? What are you doing? Do you want me to go closer to it? Do you want me to hold yours? I'm so confused. What's happening?
Hold mine, please. I'm just confusing you.
So it kind of sounds like there's not like one consistent experience. Like when we went to South Pittsburgh, they were like, this is where the creeper is. This is like a lot of the experience were very repetitive from what I've read here. And it doesn't mean that that's what actually happens. The experiences are all over the place because there was so much death and so much violence in general that you don't know what you're going to get on any given day. So I'm hoping, like Mike said, for a good time. I'm hoping for all of us to have at least one personal experience.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into the cells. I'm going to walk in with Kim in hand, and I'm going to say, all right, guys, I got this lady for you.
He's going to throw me to the wolves and see what happens.
And I'm going to say, you stay
Are you going to
here.
walk me into the shower room, maybe?
Yeah.
Mike, I think we should get like soap on a rope.
I like where this is going.
Go in the shower. You get naked, completely naked.
I mean, that's a given anyways.
Start the shower. It's going to be freezing in this place, by the way. Start the shower. And let's just see what happens.
Just do it. I'll drop the soap.
And you just be like, oh, no, I can't believe I did that. I hope nobody comes up from behind me and just wait for something to happen.
I believe that you dropped something, sir.
I am interested, though. I mean, Micah wants that to happen, so that would be his own personal experience. He'd be like, guys, just come back in 15 minutes. I'm good here. There's going to be 3 men, 2 females on the investigation. And I've never done a large penitentiary as an investigation before. I've been to Alcatraz, but I've never, done this type of work at a large jail. So I'm actually interested if myself and the other female, her name is Millette, if we get any different experiences than you guys do, or if the spirits act any different when we're around than when we're not around. Because this was a male-only penitentiary. There was not a female side I don't even know if they had female staff, quite honestly. I have no idea back then if they had female staff or if it was too dangerous.
Hopefully they got packs of smokes, because I'm going to sell your ass for a pack of smokes in there.
You know, I don't believe that they actually allowed conjugal visits here either. I don't know. I think I was reading something that was one of the reasons that at points in time it was so rowdy there, is that they didn't allow for conjugal visits.
Oh, well, yeah. And that's just like the military thing that we did, that, you get a bunch of pent up motherfuckers in there with no sex, no conjugal visits, no nothing. And what does that create? That creates this hostility and
mass
hate.
hysteria, dogs and cats living together.
Fucking dudes masturbating in this, the bunk underneath you at night. And like, I'll kill a motherfucker if I hear him masturbating underneath me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, man.
And for those of you that didn't get that was a Ghostbusters reference from Kim.
Oh.
I got it, Kim.
Oh, okay. Good.
I knew one of them would get it. Micah was just thinking about masturbation and just kind of lost train of thought.
Well, think about it. I mean, this is a real fucking prison.
It is.
People lived and died here. Dudes that were locked up in cells together, they fucking witness each other doing that shit.
Yep.
It's real. And there's rape, and there's fucking death, and there's lovers, and there's, so you have all these different emotions wrapped up into a building. Like when I go into work, when I worked in the prison, there was times that I'd walk into my kitchen and it'd be 3:39, 3:40 in the morning, and none of my staff was there. And I'd walk in and it's completely dark up in my kitchen, and shit's just fucking weird. I mean, the first week I was there, I watched a dude get his fucking teeth busted out on the floor, you know what I'm saying, and knocked his fucking ass out. And then the dude's spitting his teeth everywhere all over the floor, and there's blood, and it was crazy, bro. And then, so you got things like that going on. Back in the day, it was a green lighted prison, so you would just have crazy shit going on. People, I'm sure, got killed up there. One day I walked into the guy's restroom, because it was fucking weird. In the back of the guy's restroom, we had a chemical closet, and we always have to make sure nobody was in there, and then we'd fucking have to go back to this chemical closet. Well, I open it up to go to this chemical closet, dude, and there's a dude literally hanging inside of a partition, where another person had just slammed this dude into the partition and knocked the guy fucking out. And
wow.
And he was just basically limp inside this partition with his head through it. And I was just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
That's insane.
So, I mean, you have all these different emotions. You have all this different shit. People owe people stuff. I mean, you have guys that are locked up that haven't had sex in a while. And there's guys there that are never going to get the fuck out. And they're going to fucking rape a dude. And you know what I'm saying? So we're going into this place. That's what this place harnessed, So you got to think of, I've already thought about how I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to do it just like I did every day when I walked into that prison. I'm the baddest motherfucker in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm going to try. That's how I'm going to go out this prison, because I want to see what the spirit inmates, how they're going to push against me.
Right.
So that's kind of the way that I'm going to go into this.
And I'm usually kind of against antagonizing, but that might be at certain points, and I wouldn't recommend that the women do this. But for us to elicit any sort of activity, if something's there, if this place is in fact haunted, we may have to kind of go to that level, Micah, and we may have to antagonize.
And
I mean,
I'm gonna go sit in one of them cells, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take my cigarettes in, and I'm gonna say, man, I brought you a fucking smoke. You know what I'm saying? I brought you a joint. I'm gonna fucking sit here in your room with you. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette for a minute. You mind?
Too bad they don't make nudie. Do they even make nudie mags anymore? We can bring some
Yeah,
nudie
they
mags
do.
in there and then open it to a certain page, go back later in the night and see if the page is turned.
Yeah, they're all sticky.
I like that idea.
See if the page is all has
Ectoplasm.
ectoplasm.
Love you, Micah. You're the man.
Yo, me a Coke, motherfucker.
Is it who said it first or who finished first? Because I usually finish first.
Oh.
Sorry, Jill.
So,
my words.
So anyways,
My words.
that's kind of how I'm going into it tonight. I'm gonna have Kim massage my Reiki until I ooze ectoplasm.
But I do plan to do Reiki on everybody beforehand, and myself included, and we'll see how that helps. And then, kind of preparation Hing. just trying to eat, I think this trip we're all eating a little bit better. Like, I know it sounds silly because we had bagel sandwiches and we're making sandwiches, but it's more, it's not like fast food. It's not packaged
Had
stuff.
avocados.
We're having
and
real,
arugula.
yeah. What did Jordan called it? Jordan, shout out garugula.
Arugula, motherfucker.
But eating kind of more whole food, not drinking, which none of us have.
I smoke.
Doing, and that can affect it. But if you're used to it, I think if like I, partook in like some heavy drug action the first day before a fucking investigation, I'd be out because my body's not acclimated to that. Your body's like half marijuana, half like human.
Yes, it is.
So
thank you for recognizing that and being cool with that.
So I think doing that type of stuff, I think will help and just, it'll be interesting. But, the guys and I have been talking for a while since the last time I did Micah's show about, again, kind of different ways. We've been talking about like different ways to interact with the spirit world, like Mike just said, antagonizing, seeing if something turns pages, getting voices, things like that. The thoughts on ways to communicate with the spirit world in general, or as some people view it as beings on different realms or different planes of existence. There's lots of different ways to do that. Micah and Mike like to bring up peyote.
I like any psychedelics that will bring you closer to the edge of the spirit world. Mushrooms, peyote. Peyote, derivative is mescaline. So I mean, one time I ate peyote in the pyramid in Vegas, the Luxor. And let me fucking tell you, you want a mind-blowing goddamn experience, eat some fucking peyote and go walk that fucking pyramid. You'll lose your goddamn head. And they don't give a fuck. You just be walking around there aimlessly, fucking with a joint in your mouth, and like they're just like, oh, here, go to the slot machine, put your money in it. So
you probably just look like an average person walking through the casino.
I'd be lost as fuck if I'm fucked up.
But there are Native American hallucinogens, depending obviously on the culture and where they are in the world and what they have access to, that use different type of psychedelic or mind-altering substances, obviously from the earth, probably some type of mushroom, herb, combination of things, to
ayahuasca.
Yes, to interact with the spirit world. You could do peyote. You can do meditative journeys for those who have ever done like a guided journey. I've done past life hypnosis that we briefly touched on the last episode. You could also do something called shamanic journeying. And do you guys remember me talking to you guys about that a little bit when we were talking about different ways to prep and kind of get in touch with spirit world? Do you guys remember me bringing that up?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
So for those who don't know what a shamanic journey is, there was a man, lots of people have studied it, but the man that I know about, his name was Michael Harner. He studied very remote and also primitive cultures around the world and studied the way that they interact and the way they communicate with their spirit worlds, whatever their beliefs were. And no matter where he was in the world, he found out that there was always a consistent theme. And it was kind of mind-blowing to read. He has multiple books out about this shamanic studies, because literally you have tribes, say, in the middle of the Amazon who have never interacted with any humans in the outside world ever, and they will do a very similar process to potentially a tribe that is in the middle of Mongolia. And it's insane to think that these cultures across literally the entire planet will do similar things. And the consistent themes he found was that to get into these certain realms and certain planes, a lot of times it was consistent with a certain drum beat and kind of frequency of that drum. So he actually developed his own basically drumming soundtrack, and also taught people how to do that drumming sequence to get people to go into these what they call journeys, which is to interact with spirit world of the upper world and lower world. That's what I'm trained in. There is a middle and an underworld, but you have to be very advanced to go in and out of the middle and underworld. So
I want to go there.
The underworld is what you would expect, is kind of what it sounds like. The middle world is a lot of gnome-like creatures, fairy-like creatures, that type of thing.
Elemental.
Yes. However, what they told us when I was getting trained is that it can be very difficult to get out of the middle world. And there was actually somebody who was, when they were teaching us how to do journeys, that went there on accident. She didn't go high enough or low enough during her journey, and so they had to help her get out. So you have to just be trained to get out of that.
Wait, what is it? You just skip past that like it was nothing. But now I'm interested. How the fuck did you get locked in, or did she get locked in, or whatever?
So when I took this class, there's a group that Michael Harner started. It's called the Foundation for Shamanic Studies, and he basically combines all of these things that he learned. So again, kind of going back to, he learned that there's a certain drum beat and different frequencies and things that can help you do these journeys. Off of that, you can expand into a lot of things. You can get taught how to do physical extractions of attachments. You can get taught how to retrieve people's portions of their souls that may have gotten lost during a traumatic event in their life, and they can go retrieve them wherever they got lost, bring them back, and put them back into that person. So much stuff that shamans know how to do that they can teach the rest of us. But to get into all of that advanced stuff, you have to take the basic class, Shaman Journeys, Shamanic Journeys 101. And that is what I have learned. And what that is you listen to a certain drum beat, either played for you or on a recording.
Yeah.
And you can travel to the upper world, which is more humanoid figures.
Well, how do I get there?
You listen to the drum beat, and they teach you how to travel there. Basically, you have to picture something traveling upwards. So a lot of people will picture smoke. They will picture clouds. You could picture yourself climbing a tree. There's different ways to do it, but you picture something traveling up, and then they teach you how to just keep traveling while you listen to the drums until you basically break through a film and you break through to this upper world. And in the upper world, you can communicate with kind of humanoid figures, because they're not always going to look human. They're going to look human-like, or person-like. And then in the lower world is more animal-type figures. And it doesn't mean that neither place can't take on characteristics of the other. Because I've interacted with animal figures in lower world who speak. There is somebody that I interact with in the upper world who's kind of like a Pegasus, like half man, half flying horse, that will take me around places.
That's what I think I am.
So, and then you interact with them. You can go and you ask questions.
I think I'm more like a minotaur, though. Like a sexy minotaur.
Is that just because you like the fur aspect of it? You want to be covered in hair?
Yeah, I just want to be like, with just a well-hung minotaur.
If you guys can't hear Mike right now because I have the microphone, he's dying. Thinking about
a well-hung minotaur.
Thinking about Micah being a well-hung minotaur.
I took the mic and I'm never mind.
And so the point of a shamanic journey is to basically gain access to another spiritual realm, and who may be your spirit guides, spirit helpers, teachers to help you clarify things, if you need protection, if you need healing. A lot of people will do journeys to answer questions about certain things. I've had journeys multiple times, done for me multiple times in my life. Usually it's about, relationship issues. Some people will, travel to either one to get clarity about work.
Have you got clarity on our polygamy relationship?
I mean, I have, but I can't share it with you.
It said that it would come out good, didn't it?
It said that we were long cross lovers. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, we're talking about, you doing like your shamanic journeys last night.
Yes.
So maybe we weren't talking about it, but I'm going to make you talk about it.
So the guys and I have talked about this, and I briefed them a little bit. And so I went ahead with their permission, but surprised them by doing a journey for each of them last night to answer some questions about past lives and potentially our connections in this life.
Whoa.
So, do you guys want me to just jump right in?
I'm jumping into my shit, jump all over it.
Mike's been waiting. I wouldn't tell him about what I got. I was making him wait until the podcast. So I did a separate journey for each of the guys. I asked the same 4 questions. What the questions was, what can you tell me about any of Mike or Micah's significant past lives? And again, I stress significant because depending on who you are, you could have literally had thousands of past lives. You're not going to get the answer in 15 to 30 minutes in every single one of those lives. So I just asked significant past lives. Why is Mike/Micah so drawn to paranormal activity in this life? What in Mike or Micah's past life or lives is contributing to his sensitivities in this life? Did Mike, Micah, and I all know one another in any past lives? And then I always finish my journeys with, is there any other information you'd like to share? Just in case anything else comes through. Something else to keep in mind, I've touched on this when I've talked about Reiki as well. The energy when you do Reiki will go where it needs to go. You may have a pounding headache, but the energy may go to your knee because maybe there's something going on in your knee you didn't realize. And so it goes where the energy is supposed to go. When you do any type of journey, meditation, things like that, the universe will show you the information you are supposed to know at this time. So it can be frustrating because we're all human beings. We're all incredibly impatient, myself included. And you may want to be like, I really freaking want to know this. And the answer could be, I have gotten answers in journeys in the past that will say, we can't tell you that information right now. Or it is unclear at this time. It's like that fucking magic 8-ball when you keep turning it over and it keeps telling you.
Keeps telling you like some other time or whatever the case may be.
And you keep turning it over hoping it'll say something different and it doesn't. So that can happen. So I did Mike's first. And the first question was, what can you tell me about any of Mike's significant past lives? And I went to the lower world for both of them. And Mike has been around since Neanderthal times.
Whoa.
So his soul has been around since Neanderthal times. And I'm not sure, it didn't give me a lot of detail about that past life. It just wanted me to know that his soul came about when men were hunched over and had long hair and didn't speak and no fire yet. That's
probably why you got so many issues with your back.
It could be.
You got a long life of fucked upness.
Walking on your bare feet.
Yeah.
So
hobbling around half monkey, half man.
He also had a significant past life where he was a gold miner out west. And this past life taught him, because it was very cutthroat back then. Everybody was trying to stab you and steal what you had, and everybody was just out for themselves. This taught Mike to always watch his back. And if you've ever talked to Mike, one of the things he says all the time, he trusts no one. So this probably stems from, it could stem before that, but that this life was significant is because it taught Mike to always watch his back. They also did show me a life, and I couldn't get a lot of clarity on it, but some type of disease. And so I don't know if it was a time of yellow fever. I'm not sure if you potentially were in Europe during the plague. I'm not sure, but it just showed people in kind of olden style clothing. Basically, like, everybody's coughing, everybody's sick, everybody, people are just dying left and right. So we can we could try to delve into that at some other time, but you did have some type of significant past life during some type of era of high disease. I didn't ask a lot of details about it.
Interesting.
But,
Very interesting.
And so this second question for Mike was, why is he so drawn to paranormal activities in this life? And I thought this was great. They showed you as a gypsy-like woman who used a crystal ball and did seances connecting to mediums and people's past loved ones.
Could that be why I don't believe any of that kind of bullshit now?
Absolutely, because past lives could be that you had a bad experience with it. Maybe
you faked it.
Maybe you faked it. They did show me like people coming and paying you money to connect to their loved ones. They wanted to speak with their loved ones desperately. Maybe you took more money than you were supposed to. Maybe you ripped people off. Maybe somebody
gypsy bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, how that's significant, but that's one of the reasons. The other one...
We don't know that. You could have been a really good gypsy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could have been.
Could have been the greatest gypsy ever.
Now, the funny thing is that I am Hungarian, so we do come from a long line of gypsies.
I'm starting to get hungry too.
So just kind of keep it on the back burner. The other interesting thing that came through is, why you're so drawn to this now. I know you've talked about your niece in the past, and they were kind of like, yeah, everybody knows that. That was kind of yep, he's talked about that. They wanted to show me something different. You belong to some type of, and again, I didn't get a lot of details. They just kind of gave me the tip of a lot of things.
Yeah,
so
they do.
you can delve into it, or we can delve into it at another time. They showed an all-male room full of men, all in cloaks. The faces weren't covered, but the cloaks were and the hoods were so large you couldn't see their face.
Yeah, you were part of a secret society.
Yep. You were in some type of male occult group, very secretive, occult-like rituals, connecting to the dead. You could have been a Freemason. I'm not sure. Again, I didn't really ask a lot of details. They were just kind of giving me visuals of significant past lives.
So the weird thing is that, and I don't know why, it could just be my own personal brain, but the second you said that, I immediately had something pop in my head of like a fire in a cave. I don't know why. And
The
I don't know a
Hellfire,
whole
the
lot about
Hellfire
it,
Caves.
but Hellfire Club is exactly what popped in my head as soon as and it's clear as day in my head. It was that's strange.
Well, truth and evidence, folks.
He is mysterious. mysterious.
The third question, what in Mike's past lives is contributing to his sensitivities in this life? Obviously those things all kind of join in. You had at least one past life. You were Native American. They showed me kind of like cave drawings, not Neanderthal cave drawings, like Native American cave drawings. I'm pretty sure you're some type of warrior, but really any type of Native American past life will connect to spirit and connect to the earth. So that contributes significantly to your experiences now. And then the final question, did Mike, and I all know one another in any past lives? And what they showed me, and this was funny because I got told this during my past life hypnosis, they showed me kind of prairie times out west, forging ahead. You two were cattle farmers. I was kind of the midwife of the area / doctor. I helped your wives and your children, but to you, too. And
I
I'm
had
not
a crush on you.
No, actually, to you, they specifically told me that I was insignificant to you guys. I helped your wife and your children, so maybe it was you didn't realize how helpful I was, because it was a very male-dominated, obviously, time back then. What I was told in my past life hypnosis, and I'm not quite sure if it's the same life that they were referring to, I don't know if anybody out there watched Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. I fucking loved that show.
Oh, yeah, back in the day.
Yes. I was kind of like Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. I started out as a midwife, but then people started to come to me for other things. And very, very helpful to especially the women in the colony, or kind of the settlement, I guess you could say, and the children. The men did not like it. They did not like that the women were coming to me. They didn't like that essentially I knew more than them, so they ostracized me. And I had to leave the settlement, and the women never spoke up and said, no, don't let her leave. So basically I left the settlement and left everybody without health care.
It's probably us.
The men were too full of themselves to basically take medicine from men.
We probably ran you off, and now we're being punished by having to be your friend.
Possibly. So I'm not sure if it was the same past life or what, but that was what they showed me, and that we were all together in the same area in the same life, but it didn't show us interacting a whole lot with one another. And then I always finish with any other information that needs to come through. And for Mike, kind of getting back to what we already talked to, he needs to connect more to the earth. Get out of your headspace, turn off your phone, take off your shoes, kind of basically connect to earth. That he doesn't have a huge, which is opposite of Micah, we'll find out, he didn't have a huge connection with animals, but more to the earth, elements, environment around
I'm
him.
an animalist.
So, yeah, that was... Any questions you can think of, Mike, off of that? Or any statements?
I mean, definitely interesting. We'll definitely, talk about it more and see if we can't dive into some more stuff as we go. Definitely super interesting, and thank you so much for doing that. I think, we'll get into that more in the future on kind of like a one-on-one basis and see if we can't get into some more stuff on that. That's definitely very cool.
Just stay away from my polygamy wife, dude.
So then I did Micah's.
Oh, what?
Micah's was hard for me to get into for some reason.
And my shit's locked up.
Yeah, and I don't know if it...
Tighter than a dolphin's asshole.
I don't know how tight a dolphin's asshole is, but...
I mean, it has to be watertight.
I can't. Guys, I'm stuck in a car with these two. Can you just kind of have a drink for me out there? Those of you listening, just feel my pain a little bit.
Right. So what did they say? What did they say about me?
So I tried to go up for you, and
damn it! I wish you were gonna go down.
Kind of didn't work. All they showed me was, can you show me anything about Micah's significant past lives? And they basically gave me a visual of like all of these guides and helpers lined up. Like, you had a fuck ton of past lives, probably similar to me. And they just and I was like, oh, so he's had numerous. And it just like basically went on as far as the eye can see, like all of your helpers, guides, teachers along the way lined up.
Really?
So I ended up going down on Micah as well.
Oh, whoa.
I should say down for Micah.
Yeah.
And
whatever you want to call it, girl.
They interacted with me, and they got the information across. A different animal spoke to me about each different question.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So for Mike, it was very visual. They were showing me pictures of Mike and his past lives and kind of like little movie clips or photos. For you, literally a different animal stepped forward for each question and answered it for me.
What does that mean?
So the first question, a bear stepped forward, and he was like walking upright on two legs. And when I said, what can you tell me about any of Micah's significant past lives? And he said, numerous, very, very, very many Native American past lives. You are deeply enriched in Native American.
Always felt that
past lives.
I've always felt that.
He specifically came forward because he said, and I don't know the tribe's name, so I don't know what the specific name is, but he said you were highly connected with the Bear Clan and you were their chief.
Whoa.
I don't know where that is. I don't know what part of the country or what part of the world.
That Cherokee?
I'm not sure, but they showed me like the symbol for the Bear Clan. And then they specifically said Pueblo as well, but that you've had numerous Native American past lives.
I am a strong mother effer.
So that was the significant one. Why is Micah drawn to kind of paranormal activity in this life? That was the wolf. Wolf stepped forward. And he kind of laughed and he's like, it's not paranormal. He's so connected to his Native American past lives that to us and to him, it's just connecting to spirit.
Yes.
So it's not, you don't view it as you're connecting to paranormal and you're connecting to ghosts. You are looking at it as the Native Americans did, and that everything is connected.
Yes.
Everybody is connected to the greater spirit. We are all here in spirit. We're all intertwined, and so you're basically just communicating like you would if you were still Native American. This is just what they did.
And that to be honest with you, that's what I believe.
Yep.
I believe that little patch of grass over there, we could just, it has everything that's living has a soul. Everything that's, I've told you guys that before, that I think that everything that's living has a soul, and that's the way that Native Americans believed. And I've always been drawn to Native Americans. Now, my aunt used to take me to the powwows and stuff like that for the Yokits in the Central Valley of California, and I always was like, I got to have one of them pipes. I got to have one of those, and call it what it is. Like I it is what it is. But I always felt like I had to. I always had a lot of turquoise around. When I started collecting rocks and stuff like that, and it was just, for whatever reason, the Native American thing kind of got me.
And I've always felt that way as well, and I as well have had significant past Native American lives. So,
and I do have a cross on my back that is a dream catcher.
Well, and maybe it's looking into, now that these two specific groups came through. What's up, Harley Davidson? For those of you that could hear a buzz.
That's not a fucking Harley Davidson. That's a Kawasaki, man. Fuck them motherfuckers.
Well, they have Harley Davidson gear on. Psh, fake ass.
They
bitches.
do, fake ass bitches.
So, maybe specifically look into those two groups and their practices and their beliefs and certain jewelry or food. Obviously, depending on the area of the country or the world, different tribes ate different things.
Yeah, well, on my mom's side, my grandma always said that we basically were descendants of Cherokee Indians somehow, and I don't know if I ever believed her, because that's what every white family says. They're like, oh yeah, we're part Indian, whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look into that and see what else I can find out.
Yeah, and then kind of grouping into that as well. So what in Micah's past lives is contributing to his sensitivities in this life? And Micah doesn't like to talk about it, but I know this bitch is sensitive. I know he's got sensitivities. I can tell he does. He says he does. He just tries to blow it off like he isn't, but he is. So this was Coyote. Coyote came forward, and he said, again, related to your past lives as Native American, they showed you as an old man, and kind of being, what they said to me, though, I'm sure there's a different name for it, but a sightseer. You had a medicine bag, and a lot of tribes would carry medicine bags with them depending on what they were doing. So warriors carried different things.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Usually worn around the neck.
Yes, or carried into battle.
Yes.
Or sometimes they were buried with them.
There usually were herbs and spices that were sacred to the person. Each individual had different.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everything had a different meaning. So what you had was a medicine bag, and the items in it, you would shake it up and you would toss it. And depending on how the objects fell or landed, you could basically see different things that were going to happen.
That's cool.
So you had kind of makeshift, dice in there, bones, rocks, crystals, things like that. People would come to you or say, maybe things about the crops or the battle or the hunt coming up. you would toss these objects out and be able to potentially give guidance about what may or may not happen and what may or may not should be done to reap a good harvest or to reap a good hunt, or this tribe may be, looking to attack you, that type of thing. So you were seeing, you're kind of drawn to the quote unquote the sensitivities because you used to do that. You used to visualize those things.
And obviously was good at it because the people kept coming back.
Yep. So that was that question. And then did Micah and I all know one another in past lives? This was a large eagle, literally human-sized, humongous.
What
also kind of
fuck?
standing on his back feet. And he wouldn't give me the answer to that one. He said for him to learn and find out in this life. So apparently there's something that you have to kind of piece together for how all of us were connected for you in a past life. So
Interesting.
I'm sorry, I can't give you that answer. So no, I did not get an answer on your polygamist relationship with me. And then I said, anything else you want to come through for Micah? And this was Mouse. Mouse came through, and Mouse had me go to the water, and he pointed to the water and looking at my reflection. And as you've also said in the past, you're very connected to water. And they want you to stay connected to the water. Look at your reflection. There was trout and salmon swimming. So very connected to fish life. It said, put aside your anxiety and connect to the water. So while it came through for Mike to connect to the earth, kind of disconnect and connect physically to the earth, yours is connect to the water. Take your shoes off and go in your pond. Just reach down and reach and feel the water with your hands and ask. They specifically also said for you, ask for guidance and help. Know that your spirits and your helpers are there. And actually, it came through for both of you that everybody feels kind of cheesy, literally sitting in your house or in your mind, be like, I really need help with this, or I really need some guidance. Ask. That is what they're there for. If you want protection for this investigation, ask for protection, ask for guidance, ask for help.
Hell yeah, I'm with that.
That was deep.
I am way cooler than you are, Mike.
I like it.
I don't know what your
and
fucking spirit's been doing, bro, but I know you're a Neanderthal and shit. But
I think it's interesting.
I'm fucking Indian, bro.
I think it's interesting that I need to be grounded to the earth. You need to be grounded to the water. All we need is fire, wind, and heart, and we can summon Captain Planet. This is perfect.
So
we'll save the world.
Dude, the whole thing, too, is one time I went in to go do something with my Social Security card. It was I had to go get a new one, is what it was. I lost my wallet on my motorcycle one time, and they were like, well, we have you down as Native American. And I was just like, huh? And they were like, yeah, your birth certificate thing or whatever here says you're Native American.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know what type of Native American I am. So she's all, you're just Caucasian. And I was like, as far as I fucking know.
Oops.
So I don't know. I
should have left it. You would have gotten free college.
I was going to say, but it didn't say, it didn't specify what group I was with. But I am going to dig a little deeper so that I can, I'm calling somebody and be like, I'm part of the Bear Clan.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? I'm fucking some shit up.
That is awesome. I love it. This was a great episode.
This was awesome, dude.
I've enjoyed this entire the entire ride with you guys so far. It's always a good time.
It is always a good time. And so Kim,
And we just drove past an exit that said Bat Cave.
Did it?
Yes.
Well, we should go to the Bat Cave.
Turn around. We got to go back.
So basically, we're at 2 hours, guys. That was pretty much the show. Kim, do you have anything else that would you like to add, or?
No, damn, that went by super fucking fast.
Yeah.
I would like to, what I would like to do with the guys is hook them up with my girl that does past life hypnosis and that I've had in the past. And then I can play portions of mine on the show. They can get theirs done. And we can delve into that.
I'm definitely down for all that. I've been wanting to do that.
I can do journeys again for you guys. We'll circle back and we'll let everybody know how the Reiki went and how the investigation went. So much stuff. I could talk about spiritual stuff all day.
All day, so good. Yeah, so could I. But that was super cool. Thanks for going on that journey for us last night. That that kind of pieced together some stuff that, you know, like I said, I've always felt like the wolf and the eagle and turtles for some reason have always been my animals, you know, and so to have them come across and represent for the homie, you know what I mean, that meant a lot for me, you know.
Yeah, like I said, it was super interesting that 2 completely separate journeys. I came out and went back in for each one of you guys, but the way they showed me information was totally different. And Mike and I have spoken on the podcast previously and just in person about how both of us just have super strong animal connections. You know, like we get psyched when we'll see fucking like bald eagles flying overhead, and like just like I just feel that connection as well. And so I loved that the animals came through for him to give me their information. It was awesome.
Absolutely. Hey, we just want to say thank you, everybody. You guys have been listening, liking our stuff, sharing our stuff. Like I said on my on one of the posts that I put out the other day, a share is always better than a like. Man, just put us out there, guys. We're trying to get big. We're trying to blow this spot up. We need your guys' help. Thank you for listening to all of you guys that are listening. And just put us out there, you guys. We're trying something different. This was all an experiment. It has just kept on going. So show us some love. We greatly appreciate all you guys. Thank you, Diet Ghost.
You're welcome.
For another fabulous episode.
As always, sir. As always. Always have a good time. Always get some interesting stuff out there in the atmosphere.
And like we said, I don't know, it said booger on the back of that car. But it was a color of a booger.
We have to come up with a nickname for me, though. Like, if you're Diet Ghost and you're Ghost, like, if I come on occasionally, like, can I be like Ghost Tits or something?
Ghost Tits.
I wonder how that would go down.
We'll talk about this on the rest of the ride.
Yeah. No,
next time on Truth and Evidence.
And see, and I was even thinking, like, Diet Ghost is cool and all, but I'd really like to come up with a cool name for Mike, like Phantom Mike, or like, you know, something like that. That would, you know, it's going to come into play. We can't force it.
Phantom Fucker.
Phantom Fucker. He is the Phantom Fucker.
Ghost Ho.
But we are definitely going to come up with something new. I don't want you to be like under, the ghost spotlight. You know, I don't want you to like get,
Yeah, that was more of a joke. I just thought it was, super funny.
It's hilarious. But we're going to find you a real call name, Miss Kim. You're family to the show, and we're definitely going to find you a good call name.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, fuck yeah. But
put it in a name generator.
For the time being, you're just Kim Podlecki. That's it. Just Kim. But just Kim is fabulous. She's a great woman, and very interesting to talk to, and very interesting to have into my life. And I just want to say thank both of you guys. This is Too High to Talk.
Peace out, bitches.
Later, bitches.
Later.
We all live.